Today on Running to Him.
How much do we long for time to spend with God? How often do we seek it? Or is it a second thought? We'll be reading through the book of Psalms for 6 months, and today we'll read Psalm 26, and we will concentrate on verses 8 and then 11 and 12. Psalm 26, verse 8 and then 11 and 12 says, O Lord, I love the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be gracious to me. My foot stands on a level place, and the congregation shall bless the Lord. Today I'd like to be very blunt. Do you enjoy and long for spending time in church, worshiping and fellowshipping with others? I'll have to be honest. There are times when it's a struggle for me to get pumped up at church. I know about things going on, and it bothers me that they're happening. There are times when I would like to shout at the top of my voice for everyone to focus on Christ and not focus on that which has surrounded us. Now, when Tony and I attended First Baptist Dallas, we would hear stories about the letters that Dr. Criswell would receive during the week. Most of them were very complimentary or asked him to do something for them. But he would also receive letters from certain deacons and other influential people in the church. And these letters would be very derogatory and probably would cause significant pain. And yet Dr. Criswell never showed anything else besides compassion and love. I can imagine some of the times that he would fall to his knees and ask why people responded the way they did. But this is why David wrote verse 12. He reminds himself that his feet are standing on a very solid, level place. That place is not going to move or shake him off. He's steady on his feet. And he is steady because of his relationship with God. He loved to be in God's house. He loved to be in God's presence. He recognized God's glory and his grace in his daily walk. Now, because of what David knew and loved, he could tell people in the congregation about the mercy and grace that God shows to everyone. He was able to say good and encouraging words about people's responsibility to walk in a way that glorifies God. He would be public in his proclamation of God's faithfulness. Today, we tend not to be as quite as public. People may know that we have a relationship with Christ, but sometimes we hide it, not necessarily because we're ashamed of it, but because sometimes we think it's easier for our lives if we just aren't so vocal about what we believe and our relationship with God. And yet, it should never be that way. We can always show our relationship with God. St. Francis of Assisi is quoted one time as saying, "Preach the gospel at all times. Sometimes use words." Our lives should be the living testimony of our relationship with God. Our excitement and our passion should be evident every day, all day, and we should desire to be in God's presence at all times.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.